Hey y'all, my name is Akilah Phillips and I am an AIFS alumni ambassador at the University of Houston, where I am studying nutrition and minoring in Spanish for global profession with the concentration in health. Last spring, I had the amazing opportunity to study abroad for a semester with AIFS in Barcelona, Spain, and a global health program at the Universidad Pompeu Fabra. And it's my first time going. It was my first time going to Europe, and I absolutely fell in love with every aspect of the city. Of traveling, I loved being there and cried when I had to go home and leave. As amazing Barcelona is, and also all the other places I got to visit, Rome, Paris, and London. Definitely one thing I noticed when going to very big cities, especially in Europe, there are a ton of tourist traps. So the reason the tourist trap can be kind of a problem is because they tend to water down the real cultural authenticity of a place. And depending on the kind of experience you want when you travel, that might be fine, but if you wanted more bridging experience where you really get to experience the locals and just kind of seeing what things are like from their perspective, you might want to watch out for tourist traps as well. So I'm going to give you 4 tips that I picked up while traveling about how to avoid tourist traps in very large cities. So lesson 1 would be avoid very crowded places. Being in Barcelona, I met people from all over the world coming to visit there. It's a beautiful place. And so there's a lot of things, there are a lot of places, very popular places that everyone wants to go and see. And while I'm not saying you should never go visit those places, you should, they're famous for a reason. But it's important not to spend too much time in those areas. Go see them and then don't let them be the focus of your trip. See them, maybe take a tour, and then kind of let the rest of your trip be spent in areas that are less crowded. Alright, lesson 2 I learned kind of segues off my first point. If you're not in an English speaking country, you might want to avoid places where they have a lot of signs in English, or even have people advertising to you in English, because that is a very obvious tourist area. Promise you things are going to be more expensive. I know it's hard when you're traveling, you want to find something that's a little bit more familiar to you, but I promise you at the end of the day, it's so much better to go somewhere that's a little bit more authentic. I know it can be it's overwhelming at times to be around no one speaking the same language that you understand, but definitely what I recommend before going to a place that speaks a different language, watch some videos on just common phrases to say, or I think the most important thing is restaurants, or asking how to get to the bathroom, or just learning how to read signs so you don't feel so lost. Step 3 I think is most important is don't go to the very first restaurant you see on the street. So when you're a lot of times when you go into a really popular area, or it is a main area with a lot of people, the restaurants you first see on the street are the most expensive ones. They follow the same scheme in really big towns in America the same way, and a lot of times, but especially in areas with a lot of travel and there's a lot of tourists, they pick these areas in very strategic places because they know people are just walking around all day and they're hungry and they see a picture, they're probably going to stop there. But the food is usually not that good, and it's going to be way more expensive because it's of the location. So my advice would definitely be just to kind of walk behind these restaurants. Usually if you go into the back streets behind these areas, you'll find better restaurants that again have more locals and are going to have better prices. The menus may not be in English, but take your phone out, or have in your mind common phrases that before, common foods that you want to try and eat, and that will make your experience so much easier, I promise. And the food will be way better, I promise. And the very last tip I have for you is talk to the locals. There's so many times when I was planning a trip, whether it be with myself, with friends, that I didn't really have a plan. I would just kind of go into a restaurant to eat, and I would ask the person serving, what do you like to do for fun? And I would get a whole entire plan for my night that way. It happened to me when I was in Dublin, and happened to me when I was in Rome. Those are some of the best trips that I had because I asked someone who actually lived there, especially if they were around the same age as me. I had a way better experience. I didn't feel like the places that I went were so frequented by other people or so crowded. I felt like everything was, reasonably priced, and I have made memories that will last me a lifetime. So definitely ask the locals. They're local for a reason. They know the best tips and tricks better than I can give you. So that is, I think, if you don't take anything away from this list, it would be that. Ask the locals what to do and what's for fun and where to eat. And you can plan your whole entire trip around just asking people who are there. People, a lot of people when they live in areas, they love their city. They want to talk about it. They want to show it off. They want to talk about their favorite places to frequent. And if anything, it really frustrates them that people go to visit and they only go and see the touristy things. So I'm more than 50% sure that if you ask a local, that they'll be more than happy to talk to you about what to do for fun in the area. So I really hope this video was helpful and that you can use some of the things that I said in this video to really enhance your trip when you do go. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait for you to have the experience of your life.